We're gathered here today to get some reactions on the crisis in Pakistan. As you know, President Musharraf or General Musharraf imposed the state of emergency in Pakistan, and we are here at an elite gathering of Pakistani-Americans, and we are going to get their thoughts on the present crisis that Pakistan is in today, and we'll be right back with our first guest.
My name is Ahmed Farooqi. I'm an economist in the Bay Area. I'm the author of a book on Pakistan called Rethinking the National Security of Pakistan. And the developments that are taking place currently in Pakistan are of great concern to me. We are seeing essentially a suspension of the Constitution of Pakistan, suspension of the civil and human rights of the people. It is martial law in all but name, even though we are talking about it as an emergency. Essentially, when you pack off the justices of the Supreme Court, when you arrest the head of the Supreme Court Bar Association, what you're basically doing is telling the people that the only law that matters is the law that General Musharraf, as Chief of the Army Staff, judges to be acceptable. It is a case of one-man rule. It is a case of autocracy, and it is absolutely a low point in the history of Pakistan. The challenge is what to do about it, and I think that's the real issue. Obviously, the people of Pakistan have to absorb this blow. They have to process the information. They have to come out on the streets. They have to tell the army that the army doesn't represent one man. It represents the whole country, and it represents the families and other members of the army community itself. So unless there is a movement on the streets, General Musharraf is not going to listen. If there is a movement on the streets, then what we can expect to happen is what happened when Yahya Khan was removed in 1971, and in 1969 when Ayub Khan was removed, and in 1988 when Zia was removed through a plane crash. All of those things happened because the people had gotten fed up with military rule. The latest irony is that General Musharraf is now saying that he is doing this to save the country. That's exactly what he said back in 1999, 8 years ago. He has had 8 years to control this problem of terrorism and extremism, and he has completely failed to do that. He should now admit his failure, resign from office, and leave while he still has a chance to survive as an individual. The longer he stays, the worse he makes his own possibilities. My hope, though, is that the people of Pakistan will unite and hold their hands together and not get splintered up. Their opposition is not against the army. It is not against anybody else except the man who is right now saying he is the ruler of Pakistan. I think at this point what we are also seeing is the United States is very concerned about the direction in which he is going. Condoleezza Rice has clearly expressed disappointment with the act. I believe the words she used in Turkey were that this is regrettable. Now that's the first time that the Bush administration, a very senior official, has considered anything that the general has done regrettable. And I think what we see in this is an opportunity for the United States to step back, to realize that by supporting one man, they're alienating themselves from the people of Pakistan. And Pakistan already has a lot of anti-American sentiment. This is not the time for the U.S. to support him. They should clearly lay down a timetable and tell him to restore the Constitution, to bring back the judges, and to restore the liberties of the Pakistani people. Thank you.